is a misconception people have of your disability or diagnosis? I do have a lot, but what's one thing you think?
I think a lot of people misconcept that people with spinal bifida or any disability for that matter, that we can't do things that other able-bodied people can do, like dance or go bowling or even ice skating. You know, there's wheelchair ice skating, there's wheelchair dancing, you know, we could bowl. A lot of people think that people with disabilities, especially people with spinal bifida, can't do a lot of the normal things able bodies can do.
Yes.
We just do them, but in a different way.
Yes, in the adapted way.
Yes.
I understand. I think that's the most common misconception. Sorry. I think that's the most common misconception. Because sometimes people, they see you on the wheelchair, and I thought the first thing that sometimes they come up the mind that you had an accident, and that's not the only reason you can get in a wheelchair. And even if that was, you can still do things in an adapted way, but still do things.
Yes, I agree.
If you receive negativity about your disability in public, how do you deal with it?
Well, there was like a couple of occasions where I heard people talking behind my back, like about my diagnosis. They would say, oh, she must have fell when she was little, or her mom must have dropped her. I just basically ignore it because a lot of people, they don't know, so they assume and make their own opinions.
Yeah.
So I basically just try to ignore it. Or I would go up to a person and explain to them, you know, this is what's going on with me, but in a nice way.
Yeah. And how do you feel society treats disabled people? That goes like with the previous question.
A lot of people tend to overlook us, which I have a couple of friends of mine now. They don't see me as being disabled. They see me as being a person just like them, you know, like an able-bodied person,
Yes.
just like them. And sometimes it hurts me because it took me a long time to accept my disability. It took me a very, very long time to accept who I was. And now that I'm accepting of who I am and I love the person who I am, I want them to accept me as being a disabled person. Because I mean, if you don't see the person who has a disability and is disabled, then you're not really loving them or, you know, accepting of them. And I think more people out there should be accepting of people with disabilities and know that we're just like them, but we just do things differently.
Yeah. Like I said, we're normal people, but we just do things, or we just do things in a different way. So people without disabilities, they walk, we roll. They can dance standing up. We dance in a wheelchair. So we do things different. So I think it's kind of cultural or something. I don't know.
Yes, it is. I mean, there has to be a lot of changes out there when it comes to people with disabilities.
Yep. And this world is not made for us. We have to adapt, being adapted for the world, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it's important to raise awareness for people with or without disability?
I think it's important because I think everybody's equal. I mean, not only for people with disabilities or able-bodied, but for everybody. I mean, I think everybody should have equality because there's not enough of that on Earth. I mean, it's just like, you know, for instance, I was just talking about that yesterday. people with disabilities, they don't have escape plans when it comes to like dangerous situations. And I think that there should be like more equality, more accessibility for
Yes.
us. And, you know, as well as the able-bodied community, because, you know, there was a lot of shootings recently, you know, and even back in the days where thousands of people, hundreds of people died. And I think they should put more accessibility for people like us, as well as
Yes.
the able-bodied community, because, you know, people with disabilities, we have to double think. We have to like rethink and double think
Yes.
our plans, you know, on how to get out of this dangerous situation. Where an able, they could just like run and get out and, you know, go about. We have to like rethink. And
Yeah.
I think there should be more ADA and more changes on accessibility for us.
Yeah, and I think that one story that I have for myself is that we did simulacros, if you know what I'm talking about. Like training for fires and stuff. And for me the principal said you go at the end, you go out at the end. So I said so, and when they and since I know I had to change to chair, have to be in different chairs every couple hours. So one time a teacher told me you have to stay on your wheelchair all day. If something happens, I won't be with you. I won't go out and I won't stop for you. So I said like, that's mean. I can't stay in my chair. I can stay in my chair like 8 and 9 hours. So that's like, if you're not standing for your students, you shouldn't be even in charge of the group. So
True. True, because I had a ASL teacher, because I was trying to learn ASL, and he was teaching everybody, like, just in case there was a mass shooting at college or something like that, where to go. And he actually told me in ASI, I go with you, meaning I will push you to go to where you need to go. And he told the students, you know, this is where you go. So he actually said, like, in ASL, he would help me out. And that's what I think being a good teacher is like, okay, you're telling your students where to go, but you're going to help the person who has a disability also get out of class or get out
yes,
where there's no danger. And I think that's what being a good teacher is.
I think I think even not just a teacher, but a boss, a person person in charge of a group. Doesn't matter if it's a teacher, a boss, or whatever. But if you have disabled people on your group, you have to be in charge of them and other people. So I think that's a lot that we need to it needs to be done to improve
Yes.
that, not just Mexico or United States, everywhere.
Yeah, because everybody's equal no matter who you are.
Yeah. What's one thing people can learn and benefit from disabled people?
I think one thing that you could benefit from being a disabled person is that um, a lot of people think that us being disabled, that we're just homebodied and we just stay at home and we basically don't amount to much, like we don't work or do anything. For instance, I volunteer at Rancho Amigos. It's a spinal cord injury hospital in Downey. And I'm also an ambassador for Pushrim. And I'm also an ambassador for Familia Unida. I'm a independent beauty consultant for Mary Cade. And I think a lot of people need to benefit that just because we're disabled doesn't mean we can't work, we can't volunteer, we can't go out in the community and be independent and live a healthy, fun life. I mean, disability or no disability, we're still equal in every way.
Yes. we can work the same as people without disabilities. Just we need some certain changes. For example, I can't work a full 8-hour shift because my hip injury. So, and I need to be changing chairs every couple hours, maybe every hour. So that's some changes that we as people with disabilities need to do. But we can still work. We still need can be functionable. Yes.
Yeah, I actually started having a little bit of a problem with my wheelchair also, where I have to lift myself every like couple of hours because my bottom hurts. So it's like that's another thing that we basically need is like more like wheelchairs that fit our needs and our cushions
Yes.
because I mean, that's important. We could get bed sores and that'll be more hospitalization and that takes time away from us because people like us, like you do, your interviews and you do your dance classes and exercise classes. And I do my volunteering in the community and my Mary Cade. And being in the hospital, we really can't do much other than lay there. So I think,
Mhm.
should be more like, help for us out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Sometimes we need accommodations to make things more comfortable for us. And sometimes people doesn't understand, or they do understand, but they turn their face like, "Ugh, you're moving again, or you're doing this again, or this and that." So
Yeah, that's one reason why I don't have a job right now is because of my stomach problems. Because I've told people that I go interview for, I need bathroom breaks when I need the bathroom breaks. Like if I need to go to the bathroom, I need to go. And they don't understand that I have stomach problems due to my disability. So that's one reason why they don't hire me is because they don't want a person who's constantly going to be going to the restroom and not doing their job.
yeah, how has your disability helped shape you as a person?
Um, well, like I said, it took me a while to accept my disability. I was always, told, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that because you're disabled. So basically, I didn't accept my disability and I tried to be just like everybody else, and I didn't realize I am like everybody else, just, in a different way. So I started accepting my disability like maybe 10 years ago. And it shaped me because I started volunteering. I was really sheltered, really, really sheltered. Like I was really quiet, super shy, scared, didn't want to talk to anybody. And I went to the Abilities Expo for the first time, like I think like 10 years ago. And I just started volunteering. I just threw myself into volunteering. And I think it shaped me into a better person because now I want to help out people who are like me and also the parents, of disabled children. I want to help them. That way they could, teach their children, oh, you can do this and you can do that. And I also ran for Miss Wheelchair, California, and
Well,
I ended, yeah, I ended up being Miss Wheelchair California 2016, the first runner up. And that was something super scary for me to do because I am not a pageant person. So I went and did that. And I did that also so I could show other people, with disabilities, the little girls of our next generation, that you could go out and do stuff. You could be a volunteer. You could be, a beauty consultant. You could be whoever you want to be. So I think that shaped me in a way, in a positive way, to help out others who need that extra push, just like I needed it back then.
yeah. Well, Denise, I think with this we're done. Anything else you wanna said before we finished?
No, I just wanted to thank you for the interview. And you rock. And I hope these interviews last a very long time. I still need to look at all of your other interviews. I've been super busy, but I'm going to get to them.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, with this, we've finished. And if you like this interview, please give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Videos will be up every weekend.
Okay,
So thank you so much. See you in
thank
next episode.
See you.